Live in Western Oregon, this is NBC 16 Today.
Good morning. Welcome to NBC 16 Today. I'm Lily Taylor. We'll get to your top stories in just a moment, but first let's check in with Brianna Chavez, who has a first look at your weather this morning.
Over the last couple of days, we started to see a little bit more of the up, the down, a chance for some of that moisture, and satellite radar still showing us a little bit of it working through into the forecast. But as we continuously see those rain totals add up, we're also seeing a little bit of some increased concern areas, mainly well to the north of the Willamette Valley and into portions of Lane, Lynn, Benton, and even Lincoln counties as a whole. But when it comes down to it, this flood watch really more so of a precaution, considering a lot of the accumulation still expected to be for those northern portions of the I-5. When we track out really what those rain totals are looking like, well, we haven't even seen enough to really bump us into the above average category, and still through the remainder of the day, we start to see that potential with consistently warmer temperatures into the overnight hours.
All right, thank you, Bree. We now take you live to our live shot buddy, who is showing us what traffic is looking like currently this morning. Continuing our coverage in North Eugene, driving southbound on Delta Highway. There are some wet road surfaces. Just about 20-30 minutes ago when we checked in with LSB, his windshield wipers were going pretty fast. Looks like it might have lightened up now, but as Bree just mentioned, you're going to expect those kind of on and off today. So be prepared for those wet road surfaces. As far as temperatures go, we're actually sitting pretty mild at 56 degrees at LSB's traffic vehicle. So while you won't have to run out and warm up that car for a few extra minutes, you might want to just anticipate some wet road surfaces and taking it a little slower this morning. Luckily, there's no accidents to report or other delays to slow you down this Monday morning. So if LSB's hands weren't on 10 and 2, he'd probably give us a big thumbs up. Thanks, LSB. Students at Spencer Butte and Roosevelt middle schools took to the streets Friday to protest recent ICE activity in Eugene and Springfield. The 4J school district says the walkout was a planned event and was not in response to any one particular incident. It was a relatively short protest, and they walked around the blocks near the school, then returned to class.
This was something that students were interested in letting their thoughts be known about a number of issues, ICE activity being one of them, but they had a couple of other kind of national level issues that they were wanting to sort of speak out about.
School staff and security were on hand to supervise and guide the students when their march went off campus. Although once the kids do leave school grounds, the teachers are limited in what they can do. Since this wasn't a school-sanctioned event like a field trip, the students can face attendance penalties like unexcused absences. And as the city of Springfield reassures residents it's fully compliant with Oregon sanctuary laws, one undocumented resident says it's not enough to ease her worries over deportation during ICE activities in the city. The anonymous resident, who says she takes a risk every time she leaves her home, tells NBC 16's Gold Meadows she resorted to creating a contingency plan for her 4 children should she be detained.
We have a binder who they need to reach in case I get detained.
This anonymous Springfield resident says her 2 adult and 2 minor children are prepared for the worst if she's ever detained by ICE. Born in Mexico, she was brought to the United States by her parents when she was 2. It wasn't until high school, while working toward joining the military, that she learned she was undocumented. 18 years ago, she moved to Springfield, where her children have thrived in school and careers, but now they worry over their mother's safety.
My kids haven't been letting me go anywhere. My son drives me everywhere. They have me on 360 app, and as soon as I leave the house, they're like, "Where are you?" I'm hearing them tell me, like, "Mom, don't go, we're scared. What if ICE is there and they pick you up?" As of this year, I've been too scared, or my family's even been too scared to let me out of the house, that we've gone days without food. I've been working towards my immigration by myself while raising my 4 kids to try to do it the right way.
This week, that fear motivated her to put her residency at risk by speaking at a city council meeting demanding a greater level of action on ICE. While demands listed at the meeting range from publicly stating zero compliance with ICE to declaring a state of emergency, the woman says transparency is what she wants most.
Like letting us know when there's going to be an ICE raid, where, or, to be prepared, or just to see them doing something. It just got really frustrating to hear, like, all Hispanics or brown people just saying they're not doing anything about it. But at the same time, we're not doing anything about it. We're not speaking up.
City officials say they're already taking steps to make residents feel safe.
Some of the things that were asked for are already happening. If you look at how the police, already don't work with ICE, they don't want people to be scared in Springfield. We want people to feel comfortable coming to City Hall, being in the library, calling police, calling fire. We don't want people to be so scared that they see something or something happens to them and they don't want to call police or fire.
Springfield Police Deputy Chief George Crawley tells us the department is aware of reports of ICE activity in the area, and SPD does not aid in immigration enforcement. In a statement, Crawley said, in part, our role is focused on public safety and building trust with the community we serve. In line with Oregon's sanctuary laws, our members receive training to ensure they fully understand and comply with the state's requirements. In response to the outcry this week, the city says it plans to come up with resources for community members on its website as soon as next week. In Springfield, I'm Gold Meadows.
Now, the city of Springfield says it's also considering funding for people in the city impacted by ICE enforcement. In the meantime, the woman we interviewed tells us the city council is looking into possible further actions the city could take for its residents. Now, 2 Eugene women have filed a lawsuit in federal court claiming ICE agents are acting in an unconstitutional manner. The 2 alleged ICE agents are threatening and arresting activists who are protesting in public spaces, including federal property, claiming the actions are meant to chill the protesters' First Amendment right to peaceably protest. The plaintiffs are asking a judge to declare the actions illegal and an injunction to prevent ICE agents from detaining, arresting, and charging protesters. We reached out to the Department of Homeland Security for comment, but have not heard back yet. Meanwhile, the Oregon Department of Health and Human Services say residents will get December SNAP benefits as normal, but that announcement came with some warnings. They want people to protect their EBT cards amid an increase in benefit theft. They say people should change PIN numbers, lock cards when not in use, and block online and out-of-state purchases. Just this week, ODHS says it turned off and replaced more than 1,300 cards after detecting card skimming activity in North Bend and Coos Bay. And the West Coast Health Alliance is continuing to recommend the hepatitis B vaccine for newborns. The recommendation from the states of Oregon, Washington, Hawaii, and California comes as vaccine advisors to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention voted to end that universal recommendation. Instead, the panel is only recommending the birth dose for newborns whose mothers test positive for the virus or if the mother was not tested. The vote was 8-3, with some members arguing the risk of infection for most babies is low. Critics argue a delay in the shot could have dangerous consequences.
I agree with Dr. Meisner that this has a great potential to cause harm, and I simply hope that the committee will accept its responsibility when this harm is caused, and I vote no.
The advisory committee suggests infants who don't get the early dose should not begin their vaccination series until the baby is 2 months old. The panel was handpicked by Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. The acting CDC director will need to approve the new guidance for it to take effect. CDC directors almost always adopt the committee's recommendations. And the Senate is expected to vote as soon as this week on whether to extend expiring Affordable Care Act subsidies. If Congress does not act, millions will be faced with a choice: higher premiums or simply going without coverage. Meanwhile, Trump is expected to hold an event in Pennsylvania about making prices more affordable. And Oregon Senator Ron Wyden spoke with our Portland sister station on Saturday about why he and other Democrats continue pushing for the extension. Take a listen.
That's the only timely way to be able to help Oregonians now. In other words, you can't stand up a brand new program and expect it to be in place by January 1.
Affordable Care Act tax credits expire December 31st.